Hi guys, so to plan out drawing your abstract, realistic, and non-objective eyes, first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your paper and you're roughly going to kind of fold it into thirds. The way how I do this is I kind of do a trifold, and instead of just like squishing right away, I'll hold it up like this to see if it's equal thirds with the different pieces of paper. When I see that's about equal, that's when I do my little squish. Doesn't have to be perfect, but it does get a pretty decent fold for you. The next thing that you're going to do is, if you'd watched the videos on how to draw an eyeball, you're going to start out with that basic circle shape. We have drawn circles before. If you need a circle to trace, that's okay. Just know that don't depend on tracing circles. You're not always going to have access to a circle to trace. Do this very lightly. And then in the middle, you are going to draw a circle. Again, as you can see, I'm not doing something perfect. I'm just going over and over again until I feel like it's good. You're going to take your ruler and come up here at the top and just a very light line. That's where you're going to erase the top of your circle. We don't want that part of the eye. And then down here below the pupil, we're going to do also a very light line. That way we can connect and make sure that we've got our eye coming in and out and down at the proper locations. Now you notice I'm not doing a lot over here because that's going to be my non-objective side, and I don't want to have to do a lot of erasing in the future. Okay, so I'm going to erase my inside line. I don't need it anymore. No longer necessary. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little line up here for my eyelid. And then I'm going to put a little line down here for my lower eyelid. And then I'm going to draw in the circle for my glimmer. If I don't want to do a circle, I can do also a shape that's kind of like a curved shape. This is where the light would be hitting my eyeball. On the inside of my eyeball, I can do my starburst pattern. Not everyone has one of these starburst patterns. Usually people with lighter eye colors have starburst patterns. People with darker eye colors, they might have it, but it's hard to see it due to the darkness of the eye color. So you can do a starburst pattern if you want. You don't have to do a starburst pattern. And as you can see, I'm not really making a really pretty line. I'm just making kind of like a wiggly line going around, radiating. My next starburst pattern, I'm going to come at the edges of the circle and come inwards and kind of shake my pencil in my hand as I'm moving around. I kind of want my hand to be very shaky because if you ever look closely at people's starburst patterns, the lines don't look perfect. They look very gentle and fragile almost. Okay, now I'm going to come in and draw where I want my eyelashes to be. So I'm going to start off right here with eyelashes. Start making them bigger. My lines are curved as I'm going up. I'm going to end as soon as I get to my fold. My lower lashes, same thing, but they're going to be much smaller. I don't want them as long as the top eyelashes. And we all have beautiful eyelashes, boys and girls. Just know that if you want your eye to look more masculine versus feminine, more masculine eyes tend to have the illusion of less eyelashes. More feminine eyes tend to have the illusion of thicker, fuller eyelashes. It's not because boys have less eyelashes, it's mainly because women wear a lot of makeup. All right, and then I'm going to come up here and do a little bit of a ziggy-zaggy rough line for where I want my eyebrow to be. That's my realistic section of my eye. Moving on to my abstract section of my eye, I'm going to break it into more geometrical shapes and chunk it out. I don't want this eye to look nice and pretty and dainty and real. I want it to look like a bunch of shapes going in crazy different directions. So this one is going to have some more geometry into it. It can be real shapes that have names. We know that those are called regular. Or we can do irregular shapes, shapes that do not have names. And even with my eyeball, where I've got my color portion, the iris, I'm going to make that geometrical. And then for my eyebrow, I'm going to make that a very chunky, irregular shape. And now I've finished my abstract version and portion of my eye. Moving on to my non-objective. Non-objective art, as we learned, is art that has no meaning or purpose. It's just the expression of the movement of the lines and the shapes and the colors. So you can do whatever kind of lines, shapes, and colors you want here. There doesn't have to be a purpose behind it. So these are the lines that I want to do in my abstracts or my non-objective section. And that's it. So once you are done planning out your artwork, take a photograph of it and share it with me so I can see your progress.